to make the presentation and welcome the first inductee. Would you please welcome inaugural female inductee, an official legend of Australian sport and national icon, our Dawn Fraser. Still got it, Dawny. Well, our first inductee tonight is an athlete who has more Paralympic medals in the cabinet than any other Australian female to date.
Priya Cooper set 5 world records at 3 Paralympics in Barcelona, Atlanta and Sydney. And she was Australia's flag bearer at the closing ceremonies after the 1992 and 1996 Games. Priya was Australian Paralympian of the Year in 1995 and the Young Australian of the Year for Sport in 1999. Chosen ahead of able-bodied champions who included Pat Rafter and Ian Thorpe. Born with cerebral palsy, Priya was encouraged by her dad to take up swimming as a young child. She was in year 12 when she made her first appearance in a national team. She would go on to become an outstanding international swimmer, winning 9 Paralympic gold medals, 3 silvers and 4 bronze. She also won 3 World Championship gold medals, with a further 2 world records. Tonight we recognise her outstanding career as Priya Cooper, OAM, is inducted into the Sport Australia Hall of Fame.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause. Our newest member of the Sport Australia Hall of Fame, Priya Cooper. Have a chat. Now, tonight you are absolutely the golden girl, and tell us, you've got 16 Paralympic medals, 9 of them gold. Does one singular victory stand out for you?
Thank you. I would have to say the Sydney 2000 gold medal, because there's so many that I could give you stories on, but the Sydney 2000 medal, to be blessed enough to have a Games in my country and at the time where I was swimming is just so unique that, I wasn't at the top of my career at that point. I was sort of on the way out. But to then pull off the 400 metre freestyle, I like to think that the 400 metre freestyle is my event. And so to have been able to come away with that gold and to have more than just, because my mum and my dad travelled to all my games, but to have more than them at the games supporting as well, because I was training locally at the time. So to have more people there and to just the atmosphere in the lead up to the games was amazing.
Well, and that was a pinnacle indeed for the entire Paralympic team, wasn't it? That was a very special Games.
It was. It was a turning point in Paralympic sport, because people with disabilities had never, in the early days, had never dreamed of what they were going to do, and now it was so well received by Australia and by the world that it just changed everything. And then I think what happened from that point was that people saw us as athletes, that we just happened to have a disability. It didn't have much to do with it, to be honest, and that made a big, big difference.
Well, those of us who were privileged enough to be in London at the Paralympics there saw the boom in the Paralympic teams and how well received and embraced and finally probably recognised it was. Do you feel like that's part of a legacy that you've left for all of those who look up to you and say, I want to do what she does?
Yeah, I do. I don't think it was me, but I think that I was part of that changing process through 92, 96 and 2000. And, I'd really just like to thank my mum. I'd like to thank all my guests for being here tonight, but thank my mum especially, who's travelled over, because, give her a round of applause. Oh, sorry, Mum, now you've got a camera. But I'd just really love to thank Mum, because she has been there the whole way since I was, 15 training and things like that, and just supporting me the whole way, and now even here. So I get emotional.
Priya Cooper, welcome to the Sports Australia Hall of Fame.